someone. Always trust my gut.
Hello and welcome to Gutted. I'm Aleece.
And I'm Tony, and we're here to spill our guts about horror films. And today we have a very special episode for you. What do we have in store today, Aleece?
We have our very first Gutted Ghoul-tacular Showdown.
And this one's going to be absolutely ghoul-tacular. We are taking very special horror movies that have been nominated for an Academy Awards. We have the Oscars coming up.
We do. It is award season.
We are fully into awards season.
Horror movies aren't typically nominated for anything when it comes to the Academy Awards. So when they are nominated, we get very excited.
Yeah, but to my surprise, we've actually found over 30 horror movies.
We try to mostly include ones that we have both seen.
Right. Lisa's seen a lot more movies than I have. And sadly, there are a couple of big heavy hitters that I still haven't seen. Still on my list. Still trying to get through all of the, terrible sequels of Children of the Corn. And
which are not nominated, thankfully. So we're safe on that aspect.
Yeah. But haven't seen these widely critically acclaimed horror classics. Shame on me. Oops.
Yeah. So some of these that come up, horror fans will be, that's not a horror movie.
Wait, what do you mean?
So, okay, there are some horror adjacent or thrillers that are on
Thrillers?
There.
Wait a
Thrillers
second
were very
here.
big in the 90s and got nominated. And we have included those. Yeah. Because I will let anything in the gate. If it's mildly horrific or even has one scene that I'm like, ooh, scary, put it in there.
All right. So included in our list of, I think it was about 35 movies. Yeah. There are some movies that are a little bit of a stretch on the horror genre. Well, we threw them in there anyways. Yeah. Why the hell not?
It's award season. Everything deserves a chance. Everyone loves a good golden ghoul. We have an assortment. If you're watching on YouTube, we have an assortment of gold things in our house. I just grabbed all of them. So we have this like golden unicorn. It looks very aggressive. It's very heavy too. We have a golden frog, I think doing yoga.
Yeah, that's definitely some yoga.
And we have a golden skull that I think was supposed to be a candle holder from the Dollar Tree. And we turned it into a planter. A vase. So
one of these is going to be our award statue?
Yeah. We have 35 names of horror movie or horror movie adjacent films in here that have been nominated or have won an Oscar.
We have our Black Cauldron here. We have 35 horror movies. Each one of these has been nominated for some sort of Academy Award. It could be like the lowest. What would you consider the lowest nomination category? Like editing? Sorry, editors.
Well, there are several editing categories. There's sound editing, there's film editing, there's
maybe those technical categories that they just gloss over during the Academy Awards during a commercial break.
Yeah. And the years have tended to fluctuate in what categories they include. Like way back in, I think the 60s and 70s, they actually had 3 song categories. They had a category for Best Original Score, Best Original Song, and they also had Best Adapted Score or Song. I was like, what? I think that was back in the day when musicals were very popular. They're not as popular anymore, so you can't have that category. But also the sound categories have changed. I think there have been some years where they have sound editing and sound mixing. And then there are years where they just have best sound in general. So it gets a little confusing as we go along. You'll see that there have been some movies that were nominated for best sound and best sound editing.
Yeah.
What is your favorite category?
Best picture?
Boring.
Is that too boring? I feel like my favorite movies usually get nominated for adapted or original screenplay. I feel like those are the actual good movies, but the movies that are best picture, maybe those are like the ones that are the favorites of everybody, or I don't know how that works really.
Yeah, I do feel like the best picture tends to be like the obvious award, but then when you get to like the smaller categories, then you get the feeling that people were like, all right, we can be honest now. This one was actually more enjoyable.
Yeah.
So we'll throw them a bone and give them some screenplay award.
Right.
Yeah.
So wait, did you say what your favorite category is? I don't know if I have a favorite.
Probably
I enjoy
don't.
watching the Oscars. We do watch the Oscars every year. I know a lot of people have kind of grown tired of the Oscars, but we still watch it. It's still fun. We definitely try to watch as many Oscar nominated movies during award season as we can, because we are not only horror movie lovers, we're just movie lovers in general.
Yeah. Just
And
movies.
yeah, when there's a horror movie, like you were saying before, or horror adjacent, one that comes to mind is the movie Parasite. Like,
Yeah.
is it a horror movie?
It might not really be a horror movie, but it definitely was horror adjacent.
Yeah. So I think that was definitely a win for the horror community for something like that
Yeah. And
to win a Best Picture.
And spoiler, it's in our bucket.
Oh, you spoiled that.
Well, it might not come up because with our Spooktacular Showdown, we did not draw all of the names out of the bucket for Halloween. So for this one, same, because we have 35 names in the bucket.
Right.
We're only going to draw 13.
Okay, yeah. We are going to select 2 movies at random. We're going to take turns out of our black cauldron. And once we get to 13 movies that are coming with us to our Golden Island,
our Golden Island.
then whenever you say Golden, it reminds me of Gildan's mustard, like a spicy mustard brand.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that called Gouldens?
Gouldens? I don't know. That's what I'm thinking.
I think there is a mustard called Gouldens, which I'm okay with that too, because it has a goldish hue and I like mustard.
Oh, okay.
So it is an island sponsored by Gouldens Mustard.
Yes. If we could get one sponsor, it would be Gildens or whatever.
Sponsored by Gouldens Mustard. We are going to have 13 ghoulish movies coming with us to our Golden Island.
Yeah, this is just, it's too many layers for me to keep track. So it's our golden gut because the Oscar is gold. Or the Golden Globes. I don't know. I'm confused. Anyways, we're going to take turns selecting movies and we're going to choose a movie to win the showdown. Mm-hmm. And the reason why we choose each movie doesn't really matter. We're just choosing whichever one for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
And okay, at the end of the last showdown, we chose one name that did not get to come with us to the island initially, and we replaced it. So we will reserve that for the very end.
Right.
We can do a swap out.
Yeah, it's like a little
lifeboat.
Yeah. Okay.
Little lifesaver.
Lifesaver.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we get started?
Let's get started.
All right. So we have the cauldron here, and I think you should start.
I start?
I don't remember who started last time, but
I don't either.
That's okay. You can start.
All right.
So Lisa's going to start. She's choosing 2 movies out of our cauldron.
All right. First up, we have. Okay, so this is the one that I was most hesitant about putting on the list. And of course, it's the very first thing that I drew.
Good. Perfect. Get it right out of the way. Go ahead. Tell the world what you said. What movie you said was horror adjacent?
2015. Okay. And by the year that I'm stating is from that year of the Oscars. Oscar year 2015. Gone Girl.
Was it because Ben Affleck was sort of like a serial killer-esque character?
He wasn't. Rosamund Pike was.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She was scary. And it was really just one scene that comes to mind that made me put it on the list. And It was her romantic tryst with Neil Patrick Harris.
So it made it just for one scene.
Really just one scene.
Okay, so under that logic, would a movie like Lord of the Rings make it? Because the orcs are pretty scary.
They're not that scary.
So whatever. This somehow made it into our cauldron. I don't know if I would consider this a horror movie. Definitely a thriller.
Yeah, it's a thriller.
So, okay, we're including some thrillers. All right.
Yeah.
Some thrillers made it in. This one, I think, is a bit of a stretch, but okay. maybe some might
It's
consider it
okay.
horror.
The reason why I kept it in the list was because it was nominated for Rosamund Pike. If it was just nominated for score, like, all right, it's not that sinister. But because Rosamund Pike was nominated, and I did find her truly creepy, she's like this creepy sociopathic character, and she had a really good scary scene. So,
Okay, if you have one scary scene, you're now a horror movie.
if you have one scary scene and you are the driving force of that nomination, then you get to be on this list. But if Gone Girl was just nominated for like screenplay or score, I would not have put it on the list.
Oh, okay.
But Rosamund Pike specifically to Gone Girl is on my list.
She was pretty scary in that
She
movie.
was creepy.
All right, well, it's got to go up against something.
Oh, man.
What is it going up against?
It's going up against Oscar year 2021 Love and Monsters.
Oh my God. Is it because it has the word monster in the title?
Yes.
Wow. All right. We're doing real hot on this list to start off.
Oh, man. I didn't expect these to come up. Like,
Hey, I think it's
right off
you
the
reap what
bat.
you sow.
How dare you? Trying to blame me, shame me. All right.
Love and Monsters. Well, I don't think I saw that one. Did you see
didn't.
it?
I saw it.
Okay. What's it about?
Well, okay, it's like in, the apocalypse, and there are scary monsters that are like, it's kind of like a love story version of Starship Troopers.
Okay.
So like these giant, almost like bug-like creatures are just like,
So I guess it could be considered a creature feature.
it's a creature feature.
Is it science fiction?
It's like if A Quiet Place was a romance, like a quirky romance, like Quiet Place meets Warm Bodies.
We're stretching the imagination here for the first couple.
And this
but
one,
we promise that all the rest of them in here will be solid horror movies.
this one was nominated for visual effects. Okay.
All right. Well, you got to choose one of them.
All right, hold on. And Gone Girl, as I said, was nominated in 2015 for Rosamund Pike, and she lost to Julianne Moore. She did not win. Julianne Moore's performance in Still Alice.
Oh. Well, that was kind of a horror movie, right? That's horrific.
She had dementia.
Oh, well, yeah, that's horrific.
I mean, it's like real life horror, I guess. That is like scary because she had like early onset dementia.
Yeah.
So that is scary. Not a horror movie.
Well, here on Good Horror Podcast, we consider every movie to have some element of horror, and therefore all movies are now horror movies.
I didn't say that. Tony is facetiously saying this because of my wide range of acceptance into the horror genres.
All right. I'm glad I didn't get these choices because I would have been like, what the fuck is this? I'm out of here.
All right. You know what? I might just put these on the back burner and get rid of both of them.
Oh my God.
I was not expecting them to both come up at once.
Maybe this is the practice round.
This is the practice round. If there were two that I was going to get rid of from the cauldron, it would have been those two. So I'm
It's
glad
going to be gone anyways.
they're both Gone Girl.
All right.
All right. Real round number one.
No, that's your round. Now it's my turn.
Oh, man.
You forfeit your round.
I forfeited my round?
You'll get another round.
Oh, man.
It's all right. Now it's my turn. Hopefully a real horror movie. All right. Let's see.
I did a lot of research on this list. I went through every year.
All right. My first movie is Elle, 2017.
Yep.
Is this a horror movie?
Yeah, it's a thriller. It's a French thriller with Isabelle Huppert. And she goes on like a revenge rampage.
All right. So this is, thriller. This definitely was solidly a thriller and a great performance by Isabelle Huppert.
Yes.
And I don't think I had heard of Isabelle Huppert before this movie, but she was in another one a couple years later, and she's an awesome actor.
Yeah, and she can be scary. She can play creepy really well. She was nominated for Best Actress in Elle. And
That makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. And she lost to, what year was that? 2015?
That was 2017. She lost to Emma Stone from La La Land. Oh, that year. Oh, the big flub up year in the Academy Awards.
Yeah.
What was it? Moonshine one? No, something about
Moonlight.
Moonlight. That's
Yeah.
right. Actually, that was a good movie too.
That was a good movie.
Yeah. I'm glad that one won.
Yeah. And so Isabel Hooper lost to Emma Stone. I actually probably would have voted for Isabel Hooper.
Was that for supporting or was that for lead?
Lead. That's lead actress.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So we're getting rid of all of the non-horror-ish movies right off the bat. All right. The next movie that I have to choose from is Toy Story. What the fuck? No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke. It had the scary scene with the toys.
Yeah, Sid was very scary.
All right. Not joking. The next movie is Poltergeist 1983. And I'm very pleased to know that Poltergeist was nominated for anything. If I had to guess, it would be special effects.
It was nominated for visual effects, sound effects, and original score, which it lost all three of those to E.T.
Oh, that's just messed up because E.T. was basically made by the same person, Steven Spielberg.
How dare you? Toby Hooper would be pissed.
Toby. Anyways, yeah, visual effects. It had the sliding meat. It had the floating toys and the sort of like electricity coming out of the TV.
Yeah, it had the beast. It had the tree.
Actually, my favorite effect in Poltergeist is when the house. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. When my favorite visual effect is when the house implodes. And we were watching the special features, and the way that they pulled off that effect was they made a model of a house and sucked it through a tube and shot it with shotguns. And we were like, why the hell would you shoot it with shotguns? That seemed like...
Like overkill?
Yeah, like total overkill. But it was a really cool practical effect.
And it's still lost to E.T.
Damn. Well, I mean, E.T. did have the flying bicycle, and it had a whole ass alien in it. A very memorable looking alien.
Memorable, lovable alien.
Yeah.
E.T.
But would that be costume or makeup or something? I don't know. I don't know how this works. Anyways, this is an easy one for me. I'm going with Poltergeist.
Yeah.
That's a horror movie. Elle is maybe was
a thriller.
Scary performance, but it's not enough of a horror movie to be the first to go with us to
on
our
the Golden Island.
Yeah, our Golden Gut Island.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Gildan's
Goldens.
Ghouls.
Goldens. Yeah, I am happy with Poltergeist coming with us first to this island. Okay. All right. My first real round.
All right. Here we go.
I'm excited for this now. I'm actually glad to have those out of the way because I was nervous.
All right. What's up next?
All right. We have Oscar year 2008. Sweeney Todd.
All right.
The demon.
That actually I would say is not quite a horror. It's kind of lands in this weird territory of, it's like Tim Burton, right? It's like Tim Burton's world of spooky. I don't know exactly what to call them.
He chops people up. He slits their throats and puts them into pies.
I don't know what it is. Okay. Yes, it has horror elements, but the overall feel, I guess it's the tone of certain Tim Burton movies that don't speak horror to me, but they're spooky.
Yeah.
Or they're like
macabre.
Like gothic or macabre. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, of course, yeah. This deserves to be on the list, but I just thought I'd say that about.
I agree. Out of all of the Tim Burton movies, I felt like this one was most deserving to be in the horror genre.
Yeah.
Just because of the way that he kills people. Whereas, I feel like something like Sleepy Hollow is just kind of like creepy. So I did not include Sleepy Hollow in this bucket. So sorry.
Wait, you didn't include Sleepy Hollow, but you included Love and Monsters, Gone Girl, and
I wanted to have more of a diversity in this bucket here. I didn't want to just have all Tim Burton movies. He gets one. Maybe two.
All right.
Anyway, Sweeney Todd is sadly going up against Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, okay. Silence of the Lambs is one of the few horror. But actually, this is another great example of a horror movie that some people say it's not a horror movie. It's a thriller.
Yeah, or like a crime drama or crime thriller.
Crime thriller. Yeah. So, but I think that's one of the things. So I'm glad this came up because I think this is one of the things about horror movies and the term thriller. A lot of thrillers are horror movies. Horror movies has like a connotation of being kind of a lower quality movie. And so they're called thrillers. And definitely in the 90s, this happened quite a bit with the erotic thriller, which are basically slasher movies.
They're slasher movies with women, but because
and
it
big
has,
name actors and stuff. So they've been kind of like heightened to this level of like more importance or more value being called a thriller, because horror movies, especially at that time, had been associated with like schlock and sleaze and exploitation, blah, blah, blah,
See, I felt like it was a marketing ploy to water down horror movies where the female was the aggressor. It's like, oh, it can't be a horror movie with the female being the main killer or villain. So we're going to give it this softer term of thriller. All right. So Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street, is going up against Silence of the Lambs. Of course, I'm going to bring Silence of the Lambs. And I will tell you what Silence of the Lambs won for in 1992. It won Best Picture, lead actor Anthony Hopkins, lead actress Jodie Foster, director Jonathan Demme, and adapted screenplay by Ted Talley. It was also nominated for sound and film editing, but did not win.
Wow. Okay. So really that was 92 was the year of Silence of the Lambs. And I consider it a horror, and it's just an amazing movie. It's one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah. And I feel you have not one psycho killer, but two. You have Hannibal Lecter and you have Jane Gum.
Yeah.
Buffalo Bill, who's I think maybe creepier. And Sweeney Todd.
What was Sweeney Todd nominated for?
It actually won Best.
Oh, wow. Costume?
No, art
Makeup?
direction.
Art direction. I could see that.
Yeah. It was nominated for costume and Johnny Depp as Best Actor.
Wow.
Yeah. He lost to Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood.
Oh.
Which I actually thought There Will Be Blood was really scary.
Yeah, I had some moments.
All right. So we have Poltergeist and Silence of the Lambs. All right.
Now this is starting to look like a solid list. All right. Now I'm excited. Next on our list, we have Aliens.
Ooh, Aliens.
1987. And what was that nominated for?
Aliens was nominated.
Hold on. Let me guess. Was it nominated for visual effects, best editing, and best sound?
Okay, so
usually the action movies fall in that category.
It was actually nominated like for seven things.
Oh,
I know. Yeah, it won for best visual effects and sound effects editing.
Okay.
It was nominated for lead actress Sigourney Weaver, who that year she lost to Marlee Matlin in Children of a Lesser God.
I could see that. That was an incredible movie.
Yeah.
And an incredible performance.
Yeah. It also was nominated for art direction, best sound, film editing, and original score. Wow. So it won sound effects editing, but lost best sound.
Wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So great job on editing the alien squeals, whoever did that.
Yeah. Whoever did that. Nice. You won.
And a solid movie. Love Aliens. Mm-hmm. Aliens is great. And it's going up against Rosemary's Baby. Ooh. 1969. And what was that? Should I guess?
Do you want to guess?
Adapted screenplay? Because wasn't it a book before?
Wow. I'm impressed. It was nominated for Roman Polanski's adapted screenplay.
Yeah, because I do remember that this was a book before it was a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And it won Best Supporting Actress Ruth Gordon.
Wow. I don't remember who Ruth Gordon was.
I don't either.
It's been a long time. This movie we watched on our
like 30 years
the
ago.
night that I asked Aleece out on a date.
Yeah.
or To Be My Girlfriend, actually, is we were returning Rosemary's Baby to Blockbuster.
Yeah.
You can hear all about that in our first episode.
Yeah.
Actually, we talk about that a lot, but I haven't really seen Rosemary's Baby
Since that night. Yeah, me neither. It's been 20 years.
I think a big part of it, though, is like the Polanski thing, which makes it hard. I'm like, oh man, I have to separate the artist from the art, which, I'm okay with, because there are definitely a lot of artists that are just weird or not good people. Yeah. So, but it does still come into my head. I'm just like, oh.
And you want to support the artists like Mia Farrow that are not creeps.
Yes, that's right. When there is a creepy person that's involved in a film, like the Weinstein group, people, whenever you see that now in a movie, you're just like, oh,
you just shudder a little bit.
But we do have to remember that there were a lot of other great, talented people who are not skis balls and
who put a lot of energy into the film.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. So I guess that would be a way for me to come back to this movie and watch it.
Yeah. I feel like, okay. Now seeing that Ruth Gordon won Best Supporting Actress, it kind of does make me want to watch it again, because I can't even place her in my mind.
And the movie is generally just terrifying. Evil devil cults and
creepy neighbors,
paranoia and all that. And the satanic element. Aliens, was it the second one, or was it Alien Resurrection that had the big like mech soldier fights, like the big machines, and that's the third one, because I know that it gets a little more action-y as the sequels go along, but the second one also has that's the babies, Newt, right?
Oh, the baby aliens.
Isn't it like there's more aliens on the ship?
Probably. I mean, they usually go bigger and better on the second one. I know that the aliens has Newt and Bill Paxton, right?
So okay, maybe my memory's fading a little bit about aliens and
it is. I know mine is too. Actually, I haven't seen Aliens in a while.
Yeah,
but I know it has that kid and it has that cat.
The kid and the cat.
Yeah.
All right, so this is gonna be a tough one. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with Rosemary's Baby.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
Yeah,
I am shocked. Okay.
I went with Rosemary's Baby because you do have to separate the Polanski element from it, but it is really like a scary horror movie. So,
okay.
Yeah. I guess that's going with us on our island. Oh shit.
Coming on the Golden Island. No cute cat from Aliens.
Our feel-good movie is Poltergeist. That's like the family-friendly horror movie. All right, moving along. We've got 3 so far.
Okay. All right. First up, we have Beetlejuice. Where
is he under here? No.
I think we have to say it like 5 times, right?
I think it's just 3.
No, that's Candyman. Candyman's 3. Oh, wait. Candyman's 5?
I don't know.
You're right. Candyman's 5 and Beetlejuice is 3. All right. So Beetlejuice from the Oscar year 1989.
Tim Burton back again.
He's back. And I promise that's it for Tim Burton movies. I didn't want to bring all of them with. Oh, wait. There might be one more.
We can save it for the next one. I don't think Tim Burton should be discluded from the ceremony.
I'm not trying to disclude him. All right. So Beetlejuice won in 1989 for Best Makeup.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah. That is iconic makeup.
Yeah.
With Michael Keaton and the crusty mouth. And the little shrunken head guy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. The next one is The Fly.
Oh.
The Fly won in 1987 for
makeup.
Wow.
So it's the makeup showdown.
The makeup showdown.
So are you considering the category when you're choosing the winners? Because I'm not. I'm just going by the movie that I want to win.
No, I'm not considering the category winning.
But that's interesting for this one because it is sort of like a makeup showdown.
It's pretty easy for me. I'm going to pick The Fly.
Oh.
Yeah, you didn't
think easy?
You didn't think I picked The Fly?
Beetlejuice is a great movie. I love Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice is fun, but I really like The Fly.
I think you just like a sexy Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, as a drooling fly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually do like him doing his gymnastics in his giant loft. I'm like, wow, did he do any of those or is that all stunt?
No, that's all him.
It's all him.
Yeah. And I'm glad to have a Cronenberg movie on
Yeah,
this.
you have to have a Cronenberg
Island.
on the island somewhere. That'd be fun. All right. I do like Beetlejuice, but
You know, was Beetlejuice nominated for production design? Because I feel like that is very memorable for me.
it was only nominated for makeup and it won.
I thought it was the production design on that movie is incredibly iconic. You have like the rock furniture that comes alive. It was that like that scary guy who comes up to marry Beetlejuice and Lydia, and they have that like weird wedding chapel.
Yeah.
And the sand dunes with the
even like
worms and stuff.
the dinner party scene, I feel like maybe
Is that a production design thing? Maybe that is falls in line
all
with
the chairs were kind of funky, right? I don't know. I haven't seen that one in a while either. Who knows?
Yeah. Maybe there is some blurring of these categories because, you know, I actually do work in production. So I do know that the lines sort of between like production design and hair and makeup.
Yeah.
And
they all have to coordinate.
They do, especially on like these sort of movies where
that are very stylized.
Yeah, there's definitely some collaboration going on there. And sometimes when you're on a production and you're reading a script or something and you're like, I don't know if this is an art department thing or if this is a hair and makeup thing. Like sometimes a prop might be like, you're not exactly sure. So anyways, surprised it didn't get nominated for production design, but
maybe by that point, the Oscar panel was like, Tim Burton.
Get him out of here. All right.
Fly.
Solid choice. Love The Fly. That's a great movie. One of my favorite David Cronenbergs. Also haven't seen in a long time. Need to rewatch. Maybe this is just like our rewatch list. Because out of these, the one that I've seen the most recently is Poltergeist.
Mm-hmm.
So
this is just our island when we no longer have jobs and need to rewatch these movies.
Yeah. Why would you have a job on an island?
You won't.
Yeah.
You have nothing but Gulden's mustard and a bunch of movies.
All right. Next two that could possibly come with us to our island. We have Fatal Attraction, another thriller. All right. And we have The Exorcist. This is not even subjective. This is totally objective. One of the best horror movies ever made.
Yeah. And definitely a horror movie.
Definitely a horror movie. But William Friedkin and Linda Blair don't see it as a horror movie. They call it a...
romantic thriller?
Romantic thriller?
They call it like a love story.
They would call it a religious thriller.
Religious thriller.
Yeah.
But the writer...
A romantic thriller.
The writer called it a love story. William Peter Blatty.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it definitely is sort of love story. Yeah. All right.
Okay,
yeah. Okay. So
let me tell you what Fatal Attraction was nominated for in 1988. It was nominated for Best Picture.
Wow.
It lost to The Last Emperor. Lead actress Glenn Close lost to Cher in Moonstruck.
She was great in this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen Moonstruck. I feel like I have, but
I've seen it. It's good. Cher, she has that iconic line where she slaps Nicolas Cage. He's like, I love you. And she slaps and goes, snap out of it. Yeah.
That's all it takes to win an Oscar?
Yeah. It was nominated for Best Supporting Actress for Anne Archer. She lost to Olympia Dukakis in Moonstruck.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Olympia Dukakis. Yeah. Director Adrian Lin was nominated. It was nominated for Adapted Screenplay, Film Editing. All of those were lost to The Last Emperor. Did not win any awards.
Yeah. Well, The Exorcist was nominated for Best Picture, I believe.
Yep.
Right? And did Linda Blair get a nomination?
Okay. So it won Best Adapted Screenplay from William Peter Blatty, Best Sound, and then it was nominated for Best Picture, but it lost to The Sting. Ellen Burstyn was nominated lead actress. Jason Miller was nominated for supporting actor. Linda Blair was nominated for supporting actress, and she lost to 10-year-old Tatum O'Neal in Paper Moon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So Linda Blair could have been the youngest Academy Award winner.
I don't know if she...
She must have been like 14 at the time.
She was 14, and actually Tatum O'Neal was she was 8 when production started on Paper Moon.
Wow.
So yeah, a little 8-year-old. She is the youngest person to have an Oscar.
I didn't realize The Exorcist was nominated for so many awards.
A lot. Yeah, it was.
I'm not surprised by it. I just didn't realize that.
Yeah, and William Friedkin was nominated for Best Director. He lost to George Roy Hill, who did The Sting. And it was also nominated for cinematography, art direction, and film editing.
Wow.
Tons of nominations.
And totally deserving. It should have won every one of those categories. And now I got to go watch The Sting to see if it's better than The Exorcist. I am going with The Exorcist. I would be a fool not to have that on my island.
A fool. Sorry. Fatal Attraction.
I love that movie as well, but can't have it on the island.
No.
All right, moving along. So far, it's been a lot of easy decisions.
Pretty easy, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, I don't know. Maybe The Fly versus Beetlejuice. That would have been tough for me.
That was pretty easy for me.
Yeah. All right, what's next?
Oh, all right. Oscar year 2018. Get Out.
Oh, yes. Get Out.
Versus Oscar year 2016, Ex Machina.
Oh, okay. So, Ex Machina also, is that a horror movie or is that?
It's like a sci-fi thriller.
Sci-fi thriller.
Yeah.
Sci-fi horror, some horror elements there.
Yeah.
Ex Machina was directed by Alex Garland.
Yeah.
Directed and written? I don't know. The guy who did 28 Days Later and...
Didn't he also do Witch?
Annihilation. No.
Oh, okay.
No. But he did... he's the writer on 28 Days Later. He did Annihilation. Mm-hmm. And he also did Men.
Yeah. He can dabble in the creepy pretty well, I think.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So we have like a sci-fi thriller versus a horror. Get Out was nominated for Best Picture, lead actor Daniel Kaluuya and director Jordan Peele. It won for, do you remember?
Best Original Screenplay?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Jordan Peele's screenplay. Ex Machina won for...
Visual effects?
Yep.
Yeah, because I mean, the whole movie was, in effect, it had like the computer-generated lady with a real actor's face.
Yeah. Alicia Vikander, I think, who later went on to become an Oscar winner herself for The Danish Girl. I really like one particular scene in Ex Machina.
The dance scene?
The dance scene. Such a fun dance scene. And if I were to bring this on the island, it would be just for that dance scene.
Well, what about Ex Machina makes it kind of in the horror thriller?
I think in the end, doesn't she go on like a rampage?
We saw this in the theaters, but I think we only saw it once. And it was about a robot lady who was held captive.
Yeah.
And then there was some other guy who's a scientist or something who was like visiting the compound. And I think he set her free and then she just started murdering everybody.
Yeah, well, she was highly manipulative the whole time. And so at first you feel bad for her. And then you realize that she's very strategically manipulating this poor human dude. And I think as the movie progresses, you become a little bit more and more creeped out by her, kind of like a sexy Hal from 2001 Space Odyssey, which I forgot to include that movie in this list. So 2001 Space Odyssey is not in there.
But 2001 is also more science fiction than it is horror. It has the one horror element with Hal at the end.
Hal, well, it's kind of like 2/3 of the way into it. But Hal is a very creepy character. And I think people throughout time have called Hal like one of like the scariest horror villains or creepiest horror villains. So I would have included that if I had remembered, but I didn't. So it's not in there. But ultimately, I'm going with Get Out because that is definitely a horror film.
Yeah.
Definitely a fun, satirical horror and so iconic with the, what's it called? Like the drifting place, the sinking place?
The tea.
The tea. Ting, 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 ting. Yeah, I can never drink tea the same way.
Love it. All right, my turn. All right, Jordan Peele, you made it. Yeah, we need another horror movie to be nominated for Best Picture.
Because I feel like it's been a while.
I think Get Out, or actually, no, well, Parasite 1, was it 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
But even then, I feel like we need one that's more horror than
like,
Parasite.
Just like a straight up slasher.
Straight up. Like Exorcist was definitely a horror. I want something as horror as Exorcist.
I want just like a new Friday the 13th movie to be nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
All right. My next two movies, or the next two that could potentially come with us on our island from 2019, we have A Quiet Place, which, if I had to guess, I would say sound mixing and sound editing. That it was nominated for that.
It was only nominated for sound editing, and it lost to Bohemian Rhapsody.
Wow.
Yeah. But the sound in A Quiet Place was actually
What it was
good.
the entire movie. There was no dialogue. It was just sound effects.
It's called Quiet Place.
Yeah.
It wasn't that quiet.
So it should have won.
Yeah.
And Poltergeist 2 from 1987, which I'm surprised that this was nominated for anything because it's not that great of a movie. Although the performance by Julian Beck should have been nominated because that was a damn good, creepy performance.
Yeah. You're all gonna die. He was really scary. This was nominated for one thing and it did not win. It was nominated for visual effects. Do you want to know what it lost to?
What year was this? 1987?
Yeah. It lost to something else that was in our bucket that we pulled out.
Oh, really? Wait, is it something? It lost to The Fly?
Nope.
What did it lose to?
It lost to Aliens.
Alien. Oh, yeah, that's right. Well,
Yeah.
I have a terrible memory. We just said that.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. I would 100% pick Aliens over Poltergeist 2 for the visual effects.
Yeah. But you know what? Now that I'm looking at this, 87 was a great Oscar year for horror and horror adjacent. We had The Fly, we had Poltergeist 2, we had Aliens. We also had Little Shop of Horrors that year for visual effects, and it lost to Aliens.
Yeah. Horror comedy.
Yeah. Horror musical.
Horror musical comedy. Is it a horror? Plants eating
it's
people?
Yeah. It killed a lot of people. A lot of people died by that Snapchat.
Yeah, a lot of people die in war movies too, and they're not horror movies.
Well, that's different. That's a different subgenre. When something is killing for the purpose of just killing, in war, there is a purpose behind it, arguably. But in these horror movies or horror adjacent, like Little Shop of Horrors, the plant is just maliciously killing things to eat them.
All right. So to me, it's sort of like Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah,
where it's like
exactly.
It's in the horror genre, but
Yeah.
it's this sort of musical
Frankenfurter, flat out, he just kills poor Meatloaf with an axe. That's scary. Chops him up.
I do like both of these movies. I know Poltergeist 2, people don't like it as much as the first one. I actually did like it quite a bit. It was not as good as the first one. I'll admit that, but I did
by
enjoy
itself, yeah, the effects and Julian Beck are worth the watch.
it. Yeah. I'm going to go with A Quiet Place because we already have Poltergeist on here. You know, that's a movie that I can watch multiple times because I think it just has strong acting performances.
Man, seriously, I really thought Emily Blunt should have been nominated because her portrayal of somebody trying to not have a baby or have a baby without making a sound, crazy.
And I do love a good end of the world scenario.
Yeah.
So we'll go with A Quiet Place.
Nice.
All right. Moving along. How many do we have so far?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7.
Yeah,
All right.
about halfway done here. All right. First up, we have, Oscar year 1964, The Birds versus Misery.
Oh, wow. Okay. You have two classic horror movies.
Yeah. Okay. So The Birds was nominated for special effects and lost to Cleopatra that year.
Wow.
And
I
then,
haven't seen Cleopatra
I
or
don't either.
I haven't seen The Birds.
I doubt that. I feel like you've seen The Birds.
I don't know if I've seen it.
You've seen Birdemic.
Well, yeah, of course I've seen Birdemic.
You watched Birdemic before you saw The Birds? All right. Well, it's going on the list.
The Birds is a movie. It's like The Omen for me, where I just have not seen it. It's a classic, and I should have seen it, and I feel ashamed that I have not seen it.
All right. We're making a list of things Tony needs to watch
Immediately.
Aberschnell.
But then I'm gonna get distracted and watch something like
Birdemic.
Birdemic
Or Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Yeah.
Scanners 3.
All right. So we have The Birds versus Misery that won Best Actress, actually.
Kathy Bates. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, lead actress Kathy Bates.
Did Misery get nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay?
No, it was only nominated for Best Actress. I really do love Kathy Bates' performance. And what I really love about Misery is that the villain is a female that is not overly objectified or sexified.
Like Sharon Stone.
Exactly. So you have those erotic thrillers where you have the crazy female or the psychotic female, and the psychotic female is always a very attractive woman.
Yeah.
Not that Kathy Bates is not attractive, but she's just an average woman, and she's very frightening. I think she's probably my favorite female villain in horror movies for that reason. So I pick her. Sorry, the birds.
All right. Well,
sorry, Hitchcock.
Yeah. Hitchcock, you paved the way, yet didn't make it to the island.
Not yet.
All right. Next up. Spinning the cauldron, shaking it up. We have Parasite 2020. A Best Picture winner. Borderline horror? Is it a horror? I'm not sure.
Do you want to know what else it won?
Well, yeah, what else did it win?
It won Best Director, Bong Joon-ho,
Yep,
International Feature, and Screenplay. It was also nominated for Production.
Wow. Okay. Yes. Parasite, amazing movie. It's the first movie that won both foreign film, or they don't call it foreign film anymore. It's like International Feature and Best Picture. An actual Best Film winner, and Carrie is my second choice.
Oh.
Which, if I had to guess, Carrie was nominated for
2 things.
Sissy Spacek and Best Adapted Screenplay.
No. It was nominated for Sissy Spacek, who lost to Faye Dunaway in Network.
Oh.
And it was also nominated for supporting actress Piper Laurie.
Oh, actually, yeah. Did she win?
No, she was so scary
won.
though. Oh man, she really should have.
Who'd she lose to?
Beatrice Straight, who won for Network.
Oh, and that's like the...
Yeah.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
She's known as having the award for winning for the shortest amount of screen time. She had a role of about 5 minutes total in screen time in Network. We also know her from Poltergeist as Dr. Lesh, but she won Best Supporting Actress in Network. And it actually is a really good 5-minute scene, but you're also kind of like, that was 5 minutes.
Would you have given it to Piper Laurie?
I would have given it to Piper Laurie. That woman was scary. She's insane and religious. Anyway.
I really do like Parasite. I mean, I love Carrie. Definitely one of my favorite horror movies. I think I have to go with Carrie.
Yes. I was nervous.
I love Carrie. Carrie's amazing. This list is shaping up to be a solid list. And it makes sense because all of these movies were, in fact, nominated for an Academy Award. So that means they were recognized for their excellence in something.
Yeah, they're good at something.
Which you can't say that about a lot of horror movies.
Yeah. I mean, people might beg to differ for Poltergeist 2, but hey, proof's in the pudding. Got nominated.
All right, moving along.
We only have 4 more.
We have 4 more movies that are coming with us on our Golden Gut Island.
Golden. Okay. Ooh, okay. Oscar year 1982, we have An American Werewolf in London. Up against... No, Oscar year 2000, The Sixth Sense.
This is good. I'm glad that we're starting to get some tough ones here because these are both great movies.
Oh, man.
American Werewolf in London. I know that one was the first Academy Award for makeup. It was a new category that year. Am I right on that?
Yeah, I believe it started after the year of Elephant Man when people were upset that the Elephant Man didn't get acknowledged for makeup. And I think that's why they started the category. An American Werewolf in London won Best Makeup in 1982. The Sixth Sense was nominated in 2000 for Best Picture, lost to American Beauty. Best Director, M. Night Shyamalan lost to Sam Mendes, American Beauty.
The big American Beauty year.
It was a big American Beauty year. Best Supporting Actor, Haley Joel Osment lost to Michael Caine in Cider House Rules.
That was definitely a snub.
Snubbed. Haley Joel Osment was so good. Like watching that little boy, I'm like, oh my gosh, I cry every time. He does such a good job emoting in that movie and just so naturally too. Best Supporting Actress Toni Collette, she lost to Angelina Jolie in Girl Interrupted.
Oh.
Yeah. Original Screenplay by M. Night Shyamalan lost to American Beauty. And editing lost to The Matrix.
To The Matrix.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is the Matrix year.
That was a good year, 2000, man.
I love that. I do remember when The Matrix was nominated for all kinds of stuff. I was like, please win. I love The Matrix so much.
And it got editing.
Yeah.
All right, this is hard because I actually just watched The Sixth Sense today. When I was making my list of movies, I was motivated to go watch The Sixth Sense because I'm like, oh man, I'm going to watch that now. Love that movie. This is one of my top, 50 horror movies.
It's in your top 50. All right.
Yeah.
American Werewolf in London.
I think it's also in my top 50. So who am I kidding? I don't know.
Well, so you're going with Sixth Sense?
I don't know. Gosh. Okay. What I love about An American Werewolf in London is that it's also like just kind of absurdly funny.
Right. I think this was the first horror movie comedy that was both funny and scary.
Yeah.
So I think that's sort of what is one of the things that's interesting and amazing about it.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the list on our island so far. The Sixth Sense actually makes me cry. Actually, A Quiet Place makes me cry too. I want to be able to cry at some point because it's cathartic and fun.
I think all these movies make you cry.
Fine. I will pick An American Werewolf in London. Oh, man.
Really? That is surprising.
Well, I also like the soundtrack. It has
a great soundtrack.
It has 3 versions of Blue Moon.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of fun. Oh, I don't know.
It's your choice.
Oh man, this is really hard. All right. Just for little Haley Joel Osment, I think I'm going to pick The Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense. All right.
I loved him so much. He was
and
so
aren't you one of the biggest M. Night Shyamalan fans?
I really like M. Night Shyamalan. The Happening is a good movie, you guys. Give it a chance. And I just realized today, Donnie Wahlberg plays the kind of emaciated patient that Bruce Willis couldn't help.
Yeah, the guy who kills Bruce Willis. You can't spoil this. You cannot spoil the Sixth Sense. He sees dead people. Bruce Willis is dead.
Hey.
You don't know that?
Okay, fine.
It's one of those movies like Soylent Green that has been spoiled for everybody.
I was really upset when that was spoiled for me because it came out before I was born. And when I was finally
Soylent Green?
Yeah.
Oh.
When I was finally of an age to watch it, some little pissant in my government class was like, Soylent Green is people. I was like, what? I was going to watch that on TCM that weekend. Anyway.
Wow, what are the odds? All right. But it's still a good, enjoyable movie, even if it's spoiled. So sorry, I spoiled it for you. Next 2 that are possibly coming to our island, we have Prometheus in 2013, another Ridley Scott alien type, the world of aliens.
Yeah.
And we have Ernest Scared Stupid 1992.
What? You put that in there. That's your joke.
Ernest Scared Stupid should have won Best Picture in 92. Was snubbed.
You get that out of here. Tonight is not a night for...
Just as Aleece snuck in Gone Girl and Elle and all these other ones, I snuck in one that I thought should have been nominated.
But I wasn't joking about those ones.
And another movie that has made you cry.
It did make me cry.
Stupid.
It really did, actually.
And an amazing performance by Eartha Kitt.
Yeah, really good performance. And I feel like she upped that movies. Anyway, we're not talking. Why?
I'm selecting another one because that was just I snuck one in there as my joke. I was hoping that you would pick it, but then when I saw it, I was like, damn it, there's no getting out of this. Okay, so I have Prometheus and I have Cape Fear from 1992. Ooh. Another more of a thriller than a horror. And Prometheus is kind of like more of sci-fi, but it does have that one scene. So
right.
Again, hold on, spoiler alert.
That was like the
Prometheus.
craziest.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Prometheus, the movie overall was not that great, but it did have one scene
amazing scene.
Yeah, that was one of the most horrific scenes in a movie that I'd seen.
Yeah, and it was, I think, nominated for that scene. I don't know if it's not for that scene, but it was nominated for visual effects. It lost to Life of Pi that year.
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil it. I did say spoiler alert, but I decided I'm not going to spoil it.
And it was what made me recognize Noomi Rapace or Noomi Rapace. As an actress. I think she got her start, or she's Swedish, I think.
Girl with the dragon tattoo.
Yeah, she got her start in the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo in Sweden.
Okay, so Prometheus, I'm going to guess that this was nominated for visual effects.
Visual effects. Okay. And then Cape Fear.
Cape Fear, I could see this being nominated for maybe Best Actor, like Robert De Niro.
Yep. He was
super creepy in this movie.
He lost to Anthony Hopkins in Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, okay. So yeah, this was the year of the thriller.
Yeah. And it was also nominated for supporting actress Juliette Lewis, who lost to Mercedes Ruehl in The Fisher King.
I didn't see The Fisher King. Cape Fear is a really good movie. I haven't seen this one in a long, long time. But I definitely still think about it. Prometheus has that one really crazy scene. Oh, actually, this is kind of tough. I think I'm gonna go with Cape Fear.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good solid thriller.
I like that choice.
So a thriller did make it to our list, and this one I would say is not for me. It's not a horror. It's solidly a thriller, but it is pretty creepy.
He bites a lady's cheek off.
I guess in a way, like if you consider The Hitcher a horror. Yeah. This could be similar to that. Yeah. Where it's like someone who is coming to get you. Yeah. And they're just so creepy of a person. But it all comes down to the way, like the tone of the movie to me that makes it push more to like a traditional horror movie versus like a thriller movie.
And I think Robert De Niro's performance just as this like flat out creepy dude, rivaled by Anthony Hopkins. only Anthony Hopkins could rival that performance.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Cape Fear. That makes me want to watch it again.
I know.
Maybe we have to head out to our island immediately to go watch it. All right. I feel like we're getting close.
I'm gonna get two more.
Two more.
So I'll go, and then you go, and then we pick our lifeboat.
Okay. Oh, we each get a lifeboat.
I think. Okay. All right. Ooh. 7.
Ooh, another. Is it a horror? See, for me, this is a movie that was marketed as a thriller, but I do see this one as more of a horror movie. Yeah. Some of the scenes in 7 are like straight up horror and genuinely scary.
And I know a lot of the horror takes place off camera, but just like the suggestion of what had happened is so creepy.
I also think that because it's more driven by detective work, so it's like a crime drama thriller, maybe that's what makes it less of a horror and more of a thriller. Mm-hmm. What was the second movie?
7 was nominated for editing. It lost to Apollo 13. And then the second movie is Bram Stoker's Dracula.
That's a horror.
Yeah, from...
It's about Dracula.
Yeah, Academy Award or Oscar year 1993. It won for costume, sound effects, editing, and makeup, and was also nominated for art direction, but lost to Howard's End.
I have no idea what Howard's End is, but Dracula had amazing costumes and makeup. Gary Oldman as Dracula is pretty cool. Like the white hair poof thing and the red robe and stuff.
I think I have an unpopular opinion about this. I am not a fan of Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Is it because it's long and it's boring?
It's because I think after reading the book, I'm like, no, that wouldn't happen. That character wouldn't do that. I think I was bored. And I haven't.
Well, you couldn't have been bored by 7. I
was not bored by 7. And in fact, I was thinking of what movie I wanted to watch today out of my list. And I was kind of between The Sixth Sense and Seven.
You just like movies with numbers.
And I love numbers. I love math, man. But I'm going to go with Seven just because, oh man, I do think it was way creepier than Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's not, Bram Stoker's Dracula is not my vampire movie.
Everybody has their version of Dracula, whether it's Bela Lugosi or whether it is Gary Oldman or Nicolas Cage or whatever.
You know, I would probably choose Nicolas Cage over Gary Oldman. Sorry, I'm putting that one back in the pile.
Wow, okay. You just upset a lot of horror fans out there. That's all right. Seven. I love Seven. Seven's great. This is also like in 1996, we were in 6th grade.
Yeah.
So this is a movie that we really wanted to see, but may or may not
weren't allowed
to see.
Actually, this is a movie that I have fond memories of my mom because she went to go see it in the theater and then came home and was like, you can't see that, but I'm going to tell you in horrible detail every single thing that happens.
So that you wouldn't want to see it?
Yeah, but it made me want to watch it more.
Yeah, yeah exactly. All right. Moving along. We have, is this the last one?
This is the last one.
Oh, shoot. I better give it a little extra
Give it a good
shake.
stir.
We have, from 1980, we have the Amityville Horror, which I'm surprised was nominated for anything. Maybe for Best Kiss?
Ew. Worst on-screen chemistry? Yeah. It was nominated for, it was nominated for original score.
Which is crazy because I don't remember the score to this movie.
And it lost to a movie I've never heard of.
I didn't hate Amityville Horror, but I don't think I loved it.
You didn't actually ask what it lost to.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking about if I hated or loved the movie.
Okay.
So, yeah, what did it lose to?
It lost to something called A Little Romance.
Well, yeah, because this had little romance in it, even though this married couple should have had. All right, and you're going to be very happy by this next one. It's from 1976. It's Jaws. Which that's an auto win right there.
I was gonna say, if you pick Amityville
how can
Horror
we not be on an island
with Jaws
without Jaws?
Oh my goodness, this is so appropriate. I'm so happy.
That's probably a movie that we would watch every day.
Every day. I have always said I really want to watch Jaws in a swimming pool, like at a swimming pool party or like a lake party where someone's projecting Jaws.
Why not at the beach?
Because that's too real.
On an island.
On an island, I will watch it.
Scared.
I will watch it on an island.
Okay. Going back to what these were nominated for. Amityville Horror is just score. That's it. Just
a song. No, wait, yeah, score. And it lost to something called A Little Romance. I've never heard of that.
Interesting. So next time I watch this movie, I'm going to pay more attention to the score to see if it was in fact good.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
If I watch that.
Actually, here's a little tidbit. This is a Gutted Horror podcast tidbit. We, in the early days of our podcasting, we actually were supposed to cover this movie. It was one of the first movies. And we watched the movie, took notes, and were about to record, and then we didn't do it because we decided to go in a different direction. All right, Jaws. I'm gonna guess it was nominated for Best Picture and Best Director.
It was nominated for Best Picture, and it lost to One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
That actually, I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it. I don't agree with it. It won Best Sound and Best Film Editing and Best Original Score by John Williams.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense.
If it did not win score, it'd be like, what the heck were you doing, Oscars?
Wait, was it nominated for Best Director?
No.
Steven Spielberg
did not get nominated. He was snubbed.
Damn.
Can't believe it.
Wow.
Yeah. But for once, I feel like, the Academy actually did give the score to something that was like very deserved. Jaws.
Yeah, Jaws. That is the perfect number 13 movie to make it to our Golden Gut Island. Mm-hmm. And honestly, this list, can we recap it? Because this is a solid list.
Yep. And when I read the year, that is from the Oscar year, not the year the movie came out. So we have Poltergeist from 1983, Silence of the Lambs, 1992, Rosemary's Baby, 1969, The Fly, 1987, The Exorcist, 1974, Get Out, 2018, A Quiet Place, 2019, Misery, 1991, Carrie, 1977, The Sixth Sense, 2000, Cape Fear, 1992, 796, and Jaws from 1976.
This is a very exciting list. I'm going to go swim out to the island right now just so I can watch these movies.
Just to watch these Golden Gut, Golden Island movies.
Very pleased with this list. I feel like there's a good representation of different genres.
Yeah.
And different time periods. So we have some more modern, like with Quiet Place and Get Out. And then we have some older classics like Rosemary's Baby and The Exorcist.
Yeah, we have some good thrillers as well.
Yeah.
We also have a variety of villains. I feel like we have a good variety of villains.
All right. I'm very pleased with this. All right. Let's see what didn't make the cut.
What did not make the cut,
And
Tony?
I think so at the end here, what we like to do is, as always, we like to throw a little twist at you. So we are going to each, so I'm going to read off what's left in the cauldron. And it looks like there's about 6 movies left in here.
Mm-hmm.
And then we will decide which one gets a lifeboat. Does that mean it replaces a movie on our list?
I was gonna, but no. Let's just bring an extra.
Okay, so we get a lifeboat movie.
Yeah.
So this is the twist here. Okay, so I don't know why I'm shaking it. It doesn't matter anymore. I'm just gonna read them off. Okay, so the movies that we did not select, we have Predator from 1988, which I imagine that was nominated for like visual effects.
It was visual effects. And it lost to Inner Space.
Okay.
Next one was what?
Death Becomes Her.
Death Becomes Her won for visual effects.
Actually, I remember way back in the day seeing a featurette on Death Becomes Her and how they used blue screen to do all the effects. So that was in the early days of before green screen, and now they don't even use green. They use like these like LED backdrops.
I remember
these
at the
immersive
time.
backdrops.
At the time, I was just like, what? How do they turn Meryl Streep's neck all the way around? Crazy. Okay.
We have Alien 1980.
And Alien was nominated for, it won for visual effects, and it was nominated for art direction and lost to All That Jazz.
And then we have Jurassic Park from 94.
No. Okay, 94, Jurassic Park. It won for sound and sound effects editing and visual effects. And it had no other nominations that year, but it was the same year as Schindler's List that won 7 Oscars, including picture, director, and score.
You kind of sound like the Oscar announcer when they are nominating the thing that won last year.
Yeah.
Schindler's List for best Oscar, blah, blah, blah.
Thank you. Okay, but the reason why I think that's interesting is because Steven Spielberg had a big year that Oscar year. He not only directed Schindler's List and got nominated for it, but he also did Jurassic Park, which I feel like should have been nominated also for Best Picture and Director. And the fact that Jurassic Park did not win Best Original Score or even get nominated for score. Like everyone
That's
knows
a travesty.
that. Everyone knows that score. Who knows the Schindler's List score? No one.
Exactly. The Omen, another movie I almost watched.
He almost watched it.
Yeah. I will watch it soon.
Yeah, it's good. The Omen it won for original score and was nominated for original song, Ave Satani.
Actually, so I have seen a tiny bit of The Omen, and I do remember this. That's
It is an intense,
crazy good score.
Yeah.
Okay, so next we have Interview with the Vampire 95.
That is my vampire movie, not Bram Stoker's Dracula.
You're more of a Lestat.
I'm a Lestat lady. Okay, so Interview with the Vampire was nominated for art direction. Oh, and it lost to The Madness of King George.
I don't think art direction is a category anymore. I think they just call it production design.
Yeah.
Because those are very similar things.
Yeah. And the score was also nominated, but it lost to The Lion King.
Okay. And then we have Psycho from 1961, another Hitchcock classic.
This one was nominated for supporting actress Janet Leigh. Shocker.
Oh, that is a shocker.
She lost to Shirley Jones in Elmer Gantry. Director Alfred Hitchcock lost to Billy Wilder, who did The Apartment. It was nominated for cinematography. It was also nominated for black and white art direction. So back then in 1960, they had black and white art direction. They also had color art direction.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And it lost to The Apartment. Spartacus won for color art direction. Anyway, so it won nothing.
Damn, this is going to be kind of, I think the hardest part is deciding what's going to go on the lifeboat.
Yeah, I know. I already know mine.
Let me guess yours. Is it Jurassic Park?
How did you know? I love that
obvious.
movie so much.
Also, another movie. Is it a horror movie?
Yes, it is. Those raptors are so scary. That is a cat and mouse chase if I've ever seen one.
Is it a family adventure creature feature?
It's hardly a family adventure. The only family members are Lex and Timmy and maybe their grandpa. It's just like a motley crew of people that happen to be on this island. Another island movie.
Okay, yes. All right. It can come because it's an island
It's
movie.
on an island.
Okay, I am going to go with Alien because that movie rules.
Yeah. I actually forgot that Alien wasn't already on the island. All right.
But some other solid ones. I love Interview with the Vampire, love Psycho, love, all those.
Yeah.
I love all these movies. I'm just going to bring all the movies.
I think the saddest one that we're not bringing is maybe Psycho, because I feel like we don't really have anything older than 1970 on here. Oh, well.
Oh, well.
Can't bring them all.
That's right. All right. So that is our list. Our first Oscar Ghoul-tacular Showdown special.
Yep. Yep.
We have 13 movies that are coming with us.
15 movies that are coming with us.
Oh, yeah. 15 movies that are coming with us to our Golden Gut Island.
I guess 13 and 2 stowaways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we want to thank everybody for listening, playing along. Maybe our list is something that would go onto your island. Let us know.
Is there a movie in this cauldron that did not make it onto the island?
Is there a movie that we didn't pick that you would absolutely have on your island?
Is there a movie we did not mention that you feel like should have been in the cauldron?
And let us know. You can email us at guttedhorrorpodcast@gmail.com. You can let us know on Instagram or in the YouTube comments.
Yeah.
Gutted Horror Podcast. Type it in, find us. We are there. And don't forget to check out our Patreon page.
And the award goes to you guys for listening this entire time, or watching, or just fast forwarding to this moment.
Thank you for watching and or listening. This has been another episode of Gutted.